Yeah, man. Welcome back to Louisiana. There you go.
Love it. Back home and lots of other places that we fish, you know, the fish just aren't that size. But here, I don't even think you have to be that good at it, man. They're just prolific. And pretty much, I think you could throw a dart on a chart and go out there and have a really good chance of catching stuff. Now, you have Anthony Randazzo running your boat for you for the day, and your chances go up.
Yes, sir. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Good job, man.
Awesome, man.
Yes, look at that guy. That is a shark.
That's the biggest fish I've ever caught.
I got him, relax. Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off.
Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
All right, Anthony, I got a whole bunch of jig heads in here. Sure that's gonna be part of what we're gonna do, right?
Absolutely. We'll rig up a few of these rattling corks.
What do you think? How deep? What are we fishing with here?
Oh, anything in the 1/4 ounce range to the 3/8 ounce range will do us right.
All right.
Could be painted or unpainted.
Okay. We got a bunch of these
back here if you wanted to go that route.
Got a bunch of these redfish magics too for
yeah, we'll put some of those on, the darker colors of.
Anthony, you think 30 pound on the leader?
Yes. You want to tie it? That one's gonna be your tight line rod?
Yeah, I'll use this for like jigging.
Okay.
Gulp or something.
There you go.
Now, this time of year, with the water a little cooler, I don't know that I've fished with you this early in the year before, but are we seeing the fish at all?
A little bit, you know, if the schools of fish come through, then, you know, there's an awful lot of activity on the surface, especially after they start chasing bait. We look for that around midday this time of the year because the water temperatures start off fairly cool and they warm up throughout the day.
Uh-huh. I'm excited, man. It's been 6 years since I've been here. Incredible to get back here to Louisiana, huh?
It's about time. We haven't been here, you know, together in quite some time. We spent months and months here at Anthony's Lodge, you know, when we were doing the tournaments and stuff, doing a lot of pre-fishing, got to know the area really well. But I'll tell you what, the area's really changed. You know, the hurricane has changed it, just the natural erosion of the landscape and the cane. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed is I think the fishing, I think is better than ever.
I would absolutely, you know, say, I mean, in my memory, you know, we had some great fishing back in the days when we did the tournaments, and then when we came down right after Katrina, we had, you know, some great fishing right in the river there. But I'll tell you, this trip, you know, was diverse, big fish, lots of fish, slot fish. It's just all around incredible fishing, and you know, having those memories of what it used to be like, and then coming here and just not the least bit disappointed. If anything, I'm ready to come back next month.
Man, I cannot wait to get on some of these redfish.
Same here.
That bite. Forget that bite. The Louisiana redfish. Florida redfish doesn't bite the same.
You're right.
Louisiana redfish is like getting hit with it's like sparring with a professional boxer versus an amateur.
Yes.
Wow, check this out, man.
So this is the Mississippi River right here, right?
Spooky.
We're not there yet.
You like that radar where it is?
Yeah.
You know, we looked at the radar and saw these, you know, storms coming through, and they, you know, started to clear up. And you know, and the funny thing was, he was waiting more for the fog than the rain, and that's something that we had not encountered in our trips in the past. And you know, thank goodness you had that radar.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fog was added an entire different element to this, because you could see, you know, looking straight up, you could see that there are blue skies overhead, but I mean, the fog is thick like pea soup, and it is so easy to get turned around in the fog. The radar helped, the GPS helps, but you know, your
Anthony's experience is
what was
good.
You're exactly right. That's the most important thing.
The variance in water temperature versus air temperature here is a catalyst for dense fog.
Is that what's going on right here, where we're meeting the river, and you got it?
Absolutely. Cold water is coming down river, and the warm, moist air is coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. And
why is this finger here warmer than Earth?
It's not substantially warmer, but it's just positioned a little bit differently. The way the winds blow affect where the fog's going to be the thickest. This is still river water coming through here, and there's still a fair amount of fog, but you can feel a little more comfortable here because you can see structures on both sides of you. Once you get around the corner, you're out in the mile-wide river, and you can't see anything unless you're hugging the bank. And you can see this captain up ahead in the tugboat. He's reluctant to go out in the river, and he's got the best of the best radar.
Right.
So why are we going?
Because Tom and Rich are my good friends, and I want them to catch a lot of fish.
All right. Hey, I trust you, brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Good
That
job,
is
man.
awesome, man.
Idle them up
Look
on
at
a
him.
big motor, huh?
That's right. All we had to do is spook them up. They showed us where to throw.
Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin, by Mercury, by Hawks K, the only key you'll need, and by Motor Guide, Costa Sunglasses, and Power Pole.
All right, so this is the edge of the river. You can see, man, it got foggy.
The visibility
Check that out.
is about 1/10 of a mile at best.
I mean, even with the radar, it's sketchy going down through there.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to just rely on radar. I mean, you want to have a little bit of ability to see what's around you.
Once we got out there, like, we poked out into the Mississippi, and you could see the fog was so much thicker. They were literally seeing ships just disappear. I mean, that was freaky. And up here, so he made a smart decision. He said, hey, instead of going this way, he took a back route, went down through the bayou. It was a little longer, trip, but obviously safer. He knew the area. We're looking at the radar, we're looking at the map, and he worked our way down that channel. We got out to that open water finally, opened up, looked pretty. It was a spot that I'd fished with him before years ago, so I had a faint memory of it. I guess it hadn't changed as much as some of the other areas, but we started off just fishing the cane there. You could see the tide was way up in the cane, and I think the reds were probably pushing back in there as far as they could, and it didn't take long, make a few casts, and there he was. Oh, there he is.
What are you worried about what he's doing?
I don't know,
You're catching all the fish.
That was pretty cool. That's a nice one. That's my dinner. That's my dinner. Look at that. Now that was a much better bite. That guy actually really thumped it hard. I got to work pretty hard to catch 3 redfish like that back home.
That guy right there's got a little more red on him. Those first couple, a little lighter.
Good one there.
Yeah, man.
Pretty blue tail. That's a good sign.
I know what Anthony's doing, though. He's just getting us warmed up. He's breaking the ice before he takes us to the meat. But, after we work down that shoreline, and Anthony's you can see him, the wheels are kind of turning. He's kind of thinking, this is good. I mean, to us, it's great, already, right off the bat, first thing in the morning. But Anthony, he's got more in store for us, and he's thinking, man, I know there are schools here. There are bigger fish, and there are schools.
You can't tell that the depths change here, but it gets extraordinarily shallow. And we're going to do a flyby in the boat and actually try to spook up a school of better than average sized fish near that shoal. If we see them, we'll spin the boat around and start casting.
Okay.
I'm ready. I got my rod right here.
This is what amazes me. He calls his shots. He's like, let's just run down the shoreline and see if we kick up a school. I'd never seen him do that down here in all our years of fishing. And he's running down this shoreline that looked no different than the area where we fished, except the water looked a little muddier. And I'm like, what are we looking for? He's like, yeah, just any kind of fish moving, 80 yards off the shoreline. I mean, right where he thought they would be. All of a sudden, I see this big push, redfish going up there. I was like, is that them? He's like, yeah, and he shuts down, and we immediately cast over there, and I hook up right away. Oh, there he is. Got him. Nice job, Anthony.
I can see the color in the water. I think I still see the color in the water.
You think that's a pretty good school?
Yes.
Big
Put your rod
fish,
down
too.
for a second.
They're all better than average fish right in this area.
Nice. Big school pushing out
That's
there,
a nice
too.
one.
Yeah, baby. Look at that big
We get the net
stud.
for that one.
Nice job, Anthony. So cool. I didn't think he was nearly that big when I hooked him. Very cool.
That's a bruiser.
Nice big fish right there.
I love it.
Way to go.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Whew. That's a nice
Good work.
fish.
Good eyes, Anthony. Running by, seeing that thing right there.
Totally opposite of anything that we're used to doing. We're used to pulling around, quiet as can be, not making any noise, seeing the fish in the clear water. Well, the water was dirty. The fish weren't doing anything. I guess they were just laying on the bottom until something spooked them, and then we'd see that mud and push. Idling down the shoreline, sure enough, boom, we'd push them out there, throw in there, and all of a sudden, boom, hooked up. There he is.
That's a really good one there, Rich.
Yeah, baby. That's a heavy fish, guys. That is a heavy fish. I just want to know how long it's going to be before you guys switch over to that jig I'm throwing.
I'm going to be doing it soon.
I'm almost there.
That's what's so cool every time that we come here is that you just see all these different situations that a redfish can live in. And I mean, we asked Anthony and he said, yeah, man, I'm confident in saying that every single situation that a redfish lives in, you can find right here. 34.
Maybe 36. He's
nice.
a stud.
He is a big, gnarly looking thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Good
That
job,
is
man.
Awesome, man.
Idle them up
Look
on a
at
big
him.
motor, huh?
That's right. All we had to do was spook them up. They showed us where to throw.
That is a
good
fat
fish.
daddy. Now that's one of the examples of what's different about Louisiana.
Yeah.
Huh?
No
What, big
stealth
ones?
involved in this one.
That's a nice fish, man. I'll tell you what. Not since I was here 7 years ago have I caught a redfish anywhere close to that big. Snake bite, we had some great fish and stuff, but just no quality size like that. I mean, that is a nice big fish, man. Very cool. I'd say he's what, close to 15 pounds.
See how fat he is in every aspect.
Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about gnarly. Like you say, these school fish, they get beat up. Wow. Thank
Survival
you, brother.
of the
Thank you,
fittest.
man. That's cool. I got to come back here to catch a big redfish with you. That's awesome. Very cool.
Going to fight another
That's
day.
awesome, man. That is awesome.
Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Lowrance and the all-new HDS Gen 2 Fish Finder Chart Plotter. Yeti Coolers, wildly stronger, keep ice longer. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. And by King Sailfish Mounts. Marine Formula Stable. And Scott Fly Rods.
That's a nice fish. Look at that thing.
All right.
Got a bunch of spots on him.
At one time or another, throughout the course of a calendar year, every type of arrangement that you could imagine for pursuing redfish is available to an angler in Louisiana. Fly fishing, sight fishing, blind casting, shallow water, deep water, fishing schools of fish, fishing, singles and doubles, just cruising down the shoreline. You want to see some tailing fish, you want to see fish pushing wakes. Louisiana is a place you need to be. The really unique thing about this area is the total number of square miles of productive water. A person could literally throw a dart at a map and come down here and fill a boat up with fish. A lot of people choose to fish with us for the convenience and for our experience. They expect us to put the odds in their favor every given day because it's such a big area. They don't have to guess which side of the river they're going to go to, if they're going to stay upriver, go downriver, they're going to fish in the ponds or fish in the bays or fish by the rigs. There's just a lot of diversity here, and the really good thing about it is, there's so many fish in so many places, and there's so many different types of structure here. You've got everything from granite boulder jetties to sandbars to oyster bars to roseau cane line shorelines. You just can't imagine. It's a unique area. It's got everything that an angler could ever want, and it's got more fish than any person could ever want. Albeit the area here had to deal with the natural disasters, the fish are still here. They're as plentiful and as big as they've ever been. come down here and look around, you'll be surprised. This area has revitalized itself. It looks better than it's ever looked in my lifetime. A lot of rebuilding going on up and down the main highway and in the small towns and in the marinas. And the fishing is great. You won't have any reservations or any doubts about coming down here once you've been here.
That's awesome.
How about this right here, Anthony?
Yep, right there. Kill it, kill it, kill it. They're going left, but we're gonna throw right. You throw left. There you go.
You're probably in. Okay, went too far. There he is.
Good job, Tom.
Nice.
There you go.
Kind
Get
of
the hook in
wondering
there.
if I could still catch a fish.
Oh my goodness, I didn't throw far enough. It skipped right into the front of the fish that you have hooked, and there's some other ones right under it.
Kind of wondering. I was still
job,
able to catch
Tommy.
one. It's that heavier jig head, man. That made all the difference in the world. It gave me about another 30 or 40 feet. I think I was coming up short almost every time. You were getting the bite, I wasn't getting the bite. And one of my favorite lures to fish with is the Redfish Magic, because I don't know why, but they thump that thing.
Yep.
I mean, they really go, and I love that thump. So I really, we hadn't been here in a while. I'm thinking, man, this is my go-to lure. I want to use this. But as I'm throwing it, I'm realizing, man, I know why I'm not getting the bite, because I'm 10 feet short of where these guys are. And so I went from a 1/4 ounce jig head to a 3/4 ounce jig head and just put the soft plastic back on, and immediately, I mean, I think it might have been the first cast I hook up, because I was able to get it out there further.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That is a nice one.
That's a good one. Yeah, man. Welcome back to Louisiana. There you go.
Love it. Thank you, sir.
Trying to show Rich up.
It really didn't have a whole lot to do with which bait. It's about time, and it's about getting it to where it needs to be.
Usually you can hold their mouth open. I'm used to smaller redfish that you can hold their mouth open. This guy keeps biting me. Yeah, that's a nice
you
fish.
still have your finger in his mouth.
That is a nice fish.
Everything in fishing is getting better and better, from the line we fish with, to the rods and reels, to the boat, and even to the electronics. Now, the electronics are changing probably as fast as anything out there. I mean, even between last year and this year, the Lowrance units that I'm using are using a processor that's twice as fast as it was last year. And this allows me to do lots of different things, like radar, which is fantastic for navigating in the fog or the dark. I can have structure scan and sonar. I can have water temperature, GPS, aerial photo overlay. I've got serious weather overlay. I can use all of those things on one central unit. I can split the screen into 4 or even more windows. So at my disposal, I have a tremendous amount of information. All of these things can help me to stay safe on the water. They can also help me to catch fish. And one of the coolest new things about this unit is the structure map feature, which will actually paint a picture as I move over the structure that I'm looking for, and I can save that right onto my map. It'll always be there, and I'm only gonna have to mark it one time. So with faster and faster processors, you can use more and more accessories, but always remember, you need to always have backup. It's gonna help you get back to the dock safely every day.
Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Quantum Rods and Reels, fishing at a quantum level. By the Florida Keys in Key West, come as you are. And by Corrosion Block, Gamakatsu, and Loadmaster Boat Trailers.
You want to be on our show? Check out our Facebook page and find out details on how you can be a guest star on Saltwater Experience.
Yeah, man. Got some good fishing going on, Anthony. Nice stuff.
Looking for his buddy right there.
Another big fish. That's incredible, man. To be able to literally find them with a big motor, just continuously pushing them up. Never caught redfish like this before. I've never heard of anybody catching redfish like this. Literally just idling around on the big motor until we see them push and throw in there and hook them. It's
You'd
awesome.
be surprised sometimes we'll get on the point, we'll sit there and we'll just pound 20, 25 fish, and they'll stop biting, we'll start the motor up, and the school will pop up, and they'll just start feeding again. Just that little extra noise stimulates the fish.
That is awesome.
And these are all
Studs.
great fish.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. None of that, you know, stealthy, you know, ultra quiet stuff that we worry about sometimes back home. Huh? Get the big motor, big fat fish. Man, it's
Tell you
good
what, Anthony, you hadn't missed a beat.
it's good to be back in Louisiana.
These fish make us look good around here.
I'll tell you what, that is one heck of a nice
You
fish.
definitely called the shot, though, man. Came right up here. You thought they'd be there, and they were.
There's hundreds and hundreds of fish in here on this flat.
That is awesome. Well, I don't know about you boys, but my arm's tired. Might go. I'd be happy enough just to go
It's
home.
a great day of fishing.
Get a few for dinner and
Thanks,
go back
buddy.
tomorrow.
Anytime.
That's awesome.
Come back and see us soon.
We will. Can't keep us away now.
That's some big fish, man. That is some good fishing. Woo! I love it.